Let me try to address what I think some of the academics are really concerned about. I may be wrong, but I don't think it is about research. I think they are worried that POFMA will be abused and used to stifle political discourse in Singapore. Because not all researchers are just researchers. Most researchers may also be activists. Nothing wrong with that. But it is their activist role that some of these academics are voicing their concerns about POFMA. So there's a request for an explicit carve-out for opinions, criticisms, satires, etc. in the bill. I want to point out that we cannot conflate research with activism. I read a Facebook post by Dr. Derek D'Acunha, and I thought he put it very well. He observed that some academics, I quote, spend every other week banging away on the subject online and offline because his or her motivation is to effect change. This isn't even a case of any contentiousness over what is or is not the truth, unquote. And he added, and I quote again, instead, it brings up the question, what is the appropriate role of an academic? Any contention that academics should not adhere to boundaries or parameters, but such boundaries or parameters should exist for everyone else, might be an unreasonable proposition, unquote. The same point was made by a Straits Times forum letter writer who asked, I quote, where is the line between exercising academic freedom to pursue truth and wisdom and hiding behind academic freedom to fulfill partisan political and socio-economic agendas? Does having academic freedom mean one has carte blanche to communicate irresponsibility and without credible evidence, unquote. Now let me put it quite plainly. Any activist will not be caught by POFMA if you express an opinion or even hurl criticisms at the government. The law treats all activists equally, whether you are an academic or a man or woman on the street. It does not target academics. You are as free as an ordinary citizen to comment on current affairs or critique the government. Conversely, any activist, whether you are an academic or a man or woman on the street, who uses online medium to spread falsehoods and harm society, it will come under POFMA. POFMA offers no special shield to academics either. But the law aside, in this era of free-for-all communications and interactions, public discourse is becoming more rigorous. And here is where things may get a little bit different for academics. Academics are well-respected members of society. We hold academics to conduct professorial, high standards of integrity in their teaching, their research, and the validity of their views put forward in public. This is especially so when they speak or make social media posts on current affairs while bearing the title of a professor in a publicly funded university. So you can put out an opinion that Singapore growth model has failed. You can say meritocracy in Singapore has failed. You can say the education system is elitist. Our social welfare doesn't work, and it does more harm than good. POFMA will not apply to you because that is your opinion. But in the interest of open debate, and given your stature in society and position in a publicly funded university, please expect government agencies, if we do not agree with you, to put out the data and put out our arguments to convince the public otherwise. If that has a chilling effect, please chill. The same and perhaps even higher expectations apply to my cabinet colleagues and I. Whatever we say needs to be well thought out, set the tone for society, and be in the best interests of people. Today, if any one of us put forward a view in a speech, during a dialogue, or in an Instagram or Facebook post, and if the public don't agree with us, they will speak up and give us a piece of their mind. And we'll have to consider those views and re-evaluate our position. The interaction will get more active and rigorous. It is part and parcel of modern governance. And when it comes to our decisions and actions, the scrutiny will be even more intense. We want this interaction and exchange of ideas and opinions to be free of malicious falsehoods, which poison the atmosphere and mislead the discourse. POFMA enhances and not diminishes democratic public discourse.